Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Rebel Inc. Escalation Custom Scenarios. No, I haven't forgotten about this game, we are still playing it, it's just, I've had a couple other projects going on these last couple weeks on the channel. Don't worry, I plan to get back to some more of this content pretty soon. So, with today's video, we're going to take a look at the coalition government. This was actually a featured scenario back, I think, in July, and it's gotten some pretty decent reviews since then, 4 stars in total, created by the Raccoon from Arizona. Now, I lived in Arizona for a long time, and I'll be honest, I don't recall seeing any raccoons, though that might be in the northern area. I don't know. There's a lot of mountains and other good stuff up by Flagstaff. That could be. But I'll tell you what, around the Phoenix area, closest thing you got to a raccoon are coyotes. Anyway, after an attack on a coalition embassy in 1998, the region was invaded to put an end to the terrorist threat. However, an unstable political situation at home and a stalemate in the mountains left an unstable truce between the newly formed republic, supported by the coalition, and a plethora of different terrorist groups. Backed by a powerful rival and having had time to establish an extensive stronghold in the mountains, the insurgency can call on a vast foreign volunteer force that is armed to the teeth and will not be willing to sue for peace due to the decentralized state of the insurgency. Beat on Mega Brutal, it's largely unbalanced. Tell you what, I'll play it on hard difficulty, not Mega Brutal, just to give myself a bit of a challenge. How's that? So we got ourselves a general. We'll play with the doctor, tribal elder, celebrity, tax collector, chef, and logistics expert. Brutal difficulty should be fine, and let's see what we can do. Alright, so we start with like half of the map under my control, and all of the mountains under the insurgent control. That's going to become a little annoying. There's also 3 embassies that I can see over here that we will have to defend. That should be relatively easy, but it depends on how aggressive they are at the very beginning of the game. Where do we want to set up our HQ? I'm thinking maybe right here. It defends an urban area right along the mountains. Also defends this mountain over here, and they'll continue going this way. I think this could be good. Maybe here or here, but let's try for this and see how it works out. Whoa, okay, so we got a bunch of garrisons. We see the insurgents right off the bat. They've got training campuses for days over here and tunnels all across the mountains. Yeah, no wonder we weren't able to kill all the insurgents before. Holy cram! All right, what do we got for modifiers? Funding dries up. Budgetary deadline in 2014. Okay. It is 2006 right now, so you're telling me I only have 8 years to figure this out. Okay, oil derricks are gonna be my friend. Absolute censorship. Insurgents cause no reputation loss to zone control. Well, that's interesting. Also, not much of a problem just given the fact that I control so many zones for now anyway, but obviously with them having so many controlled, connected to each other, that would normally result in you ticking off some reputation loss over time. So for now, let's hope that ends up being okay. That is a lot of garrisons, though, and there's actually a handful of derricks. We control 4 right now. That's not bad. Do they have any? They do have control points, so you're telling me if I control every single zone here in the mountains, we win outright. Good. I do see at least 2 oil derricks under their control, which means they're getting some funding. Obviously, the training complexes are the thing I am the most concerned about. I don't think airstrikes are able to damage these, though. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. So we start off with a lot of stuff in the government sector. Okay, we've got the regional census. We're really good at building out urban areas. I've got some police, universal justice, the foreign relations. What's this? Reputation is just a currency. You know, you're not wrong, ironically enough, in this game. If I've got more than one reputation, I could spend it to help sure I win the game, then that's technically a viable option. Grant 50 reputation for emergencies. You did start with 500, by the way. Holy cram. Did I? Wow, okay. We do start with drones and with airstrikes. We probably want to go ahead and get some PMCs immediately. We've also got a tank corps, urban warfare specialist, rural, and remote. We're going to need probably all of these to give me a bit of an edge. We also started off with a whole bunch of civilian initiatives, including some highways and some level of roads, electricity, telecoms, vocational training. So enough that I should be able to maintain stability in this for a good long while. It seems to me then that the only thing I really need to focus on is getting as much military units together as possible. So we'll focus on getting myself a couple of military units, permanent military, so I guess these are going to be national. No coalition soldiers, though? That's going to make things a little bit tougher. Let's go for an early extra garrison as well. We should get a pop-up. We can place that somewhere. Where do I want it in order to help support? I can surrender these mountains safely. I can also surrender these safely. That's not a big deal. Depending on where I place these garrisons, we're guaranteeing that they have to flee back into mountains. If that's what I want, then that's fine. Here's the thing, though. If they move into this zone, I've got so many garrisons around me that I should be able to defend that. So I feel like this... Oh, I can't place it here. What? Hold on. Why can't I place a garrison here? It can only go here. Oh, well, now I'm starting to think the garrisons were a horrible, horrible blunder. Maybe we'll be able to place it somewhere else. Oh, I've also got some coalition units on the way. So we're actually training up 4 units right now. Well, that's good, given that I'm already under attack. And hey, look, a garrison anyway. Boom. Well, that's it. Hope you didn't want any garrisons up over here or anything. I should not have bought that. Wow, we are under attack in many directions. Okay, we need to defend the cities first and foremost. We can afford to lose the mountains here if we have to. It's not great, but we can. But I have to defend these, so we'll move over that direction. Whoa, okay, there goes some reputation pretty much instantaneously. I guess I could do a airstrike right here. They are reinforcing each other. That's not a modifier I saw over here, but the more zones they have connected, the stronger they're going to be. So that's a bit concerning. Let's get an urban specialist. Let's go for heavier munitions and more frequent airstrikes, because that could be pretty helpful. I need to make sure that I win these initial fights, which we should be able to do using my coalition troops. I'm going to, again, cover up airstrikes. I say again, it's just my, consistent strategy. We were able to force these guys to pull back, but they're attacking over here. We need to stop that too, but they're running right back in. Okay, I need more units, like, now. Whoa! I'm going to apologize. 40% chance could come back to bite me in a pretty big way. I would start training up more units, but I think that that's going to lead to a bit of a problem, so we're going to ignore that for the moment. Tanks at the beginning is a bit risky, but it would work. Let's go ahead and place down a tank, add you here, make sure we win fights extremely quickly. This is going to upset a lot of people, but what can you do? I need more units. We can try to go defend over here. The good news is we do move really quickly thanks to the early roads. So that does help a lot. What else can we do? What else can we do? We could go for some extra roads to make that even better, and I will go ahead and maximize that. Let's get the interpreters and guides so we don't antagonize as much. That could become a problem. And I guess we could start going for things like underbarrels, or better yet, combat reinforcements means stronger garrisons, so I win fights even faster. More contributing combat strength is still going to be good for me. Let's get over here and defend this oil derrick plus my HQ. He's moving up over here again. Oh gosh, this is going to be annoying as heck, isn't it? This is going to get really irritating, actually. Okay, hold on. The good news is the tank appears to be really good at killing enemy units. This is going to be a non-stop flood, isn't it? It's going to be a literal non-stop flood of enemies. Okay, hang on. Good news is we've now got some reinforcing garrison units. They keep attacking the cities over here. They're not going for the forests, which I think is interesting. So I'm going to use these national soldiers to try and hold my ground here, at least until we can get ourselves in a better position. Let's start training up some more units. Does that give me 1 or 2? 1. All right, let's go for another one. Plus, we will get... I'm a little bit worried about the inflation here. Got to be careful. What else? I don't think I need much else here, to be honest. Just military stuff. Let's just sit back on this for a minute. We'll hold off. I guess, actually, hang on. One thing I could do is get the security checkpoints. This makes it harder for insurgents to take control wherever I have a garrison, which is a lot of locations. So that works fine. I'm still sad that I can't place down garrisons of my own, though. So all we did by buying garrisons was unlock some of these extra features, which is not a bad thing, but it's not as good as it could have been, for sure. All right, so tank's doing its job. So that's worked out nicely. Now, they're still sending more in here, aren't they? Maybe not. Can we get up over here and try to retake these mountains, or do I even want to do that? Do we want to go for an attack? We can try to start kicking them out somewhere. Let's get an urban specialist deployed on some units. Let's also go for a remote specialist and deploy that. I didn't get it for some reason. Where's my remote specialist? All right, subtle pressure. Keep that going, as is usual, as is tradition. Do they instantly die? Yes. So here's a fun fact. It's not shown as a modifier over here, but it does look like simply winning a fight, the insurgents cannot retreat, so they die. That's good, because otherwise their numbers would stack up to ludicrous levels that I would not be able to defeat. All right, so I think what we want to do is probably start pushing... I need to continue defending this, and they're still on their way. They keep training up more units. Now, we can't do anything. We can't do anything until I get some additional units. So tell you what, we're going to go for more frequent airstrikes, plus we're going to go for some precision munitions so we don't get as many civilian casualties. And then I'm also going to get some extra strength for my national soldiers so that they can win some of these fights a little bit better, which they are doing just fine. Well done. They do not move nearly as quickly as I would like them to, but we have to protect these oil derricks. That is absolutely key. I want to get up over here because they have... Oh, there's their fanatical outpost. See, here's the thing. I almost want to leave this here. I do not want the insurgents to flee. If I destroy this, they're going to stack up hundreds of combat strength in a single zone, and that would be a disaster for me. So no, we can't allow that. Okay, let's try moving these guys over here, start pushing up back into the mountains. We're going to hold them back for a minute. We could do some airstrikes if I need to, but so far we're doing all right. No problem. The tank is doing its job. Inflation's still ticking down. We can give ourselves some combat strength with our drones. That'll be helpful. They're still trying to take this area, and I guess we could let them have it. I don't really care that much. Let's move you here so we can have some extra reinforcements. More subtle pressure will be great. And then let's move you here and see if we can contest this and just kind of hold on to it. I wouldn't mind getting into a corner. But remember that once they have actually... we push them out of a zone, because of the tunnels, they could just crop back up over here at any moment. So I almost have to have enough military units to hold on to every zone of the mountain, or they're just going to continue to spawn. I don't actually know if there are enough units to do that. So that's going to be awkward. Military strategy evaluation, slightly increased strength, extra accuracy and damage. Garrisons can now be built in remote zones. And we get extra coalition soldiers. Okay, now we're fine. Now we are 100% completely fine. I'm going to place a garrison right over here. There's actually uses for garrisons again. See, I didn't know that was going to be a modifier that I couldn't place garrisons in the remote zones because I didn't see anything about that, so I wish I had been notified earlier, but this is okay. Let's move you here, and we're going to start actually making a push against them. It's going to trigger a nasty ambush. We're going to need all of our airstrikes and drones, but that's okay. The more we can get rid of their spawns, the easier this is going to be. Cover up, absolutely never apologize. We're going to tighten the rules so we have less civilian casualties, though to be honest, it's not that bad right now. The big thing that's killing me is inflation. Get rid of inflation and we'll be fine. I'm going to go ahead and hold on to my coalition soldiers. Let's not use that yet. Let's go for more frequent drones and a little bit more national soldier strength, since we're about to kind of run into the lion's den and cause a lot of issues. I want to be ready for this. Let's go ahead and activate a drone in this area, get a good idea what's going on, see how we're fighting. Okay, so far so good, actually. We can do an airstrike to make this a little bit easier, but boom. Then we'll get rid of the... Caves, that's another thing. Let's go to military and get rid of the cave combat tactics. There are minefields and stuff in the way, but so far we are absolutely crushing. Yeah, I'm going to use their fanatical outposts against them. I'm going to use their fanaticism against them. This is the kind of clever tactics you can expect on this channel. I want them to be a bunch of zealots, because this is how I hunt them down and kill them all. You get the idea? Let's move you here and you here. That way we can continue moving. I want to get rid of their oil derrick. The less strength they have, the better. More subtle pressure until we can get our publicly accused up to a decent level would be good. I'll hold on to my drone, but we've got so many combat advantages, I don't think that'll be too bad. They have a training camp, but we'll get rid of that in due time. I could use an airstrike to get rid of it, but honestly, yeah, let's just go ahead and get rid of it. Boom, bye. We get a little bit of extra reputation as a result out of that, too. I like that these guys are ignoring this zone. They only want to run into where the cities are. That makes it very easy. I can just park a tank. They come running down the hill, and it's just like shooting fish in a barrel. The guys in his tank just lining them up. It's like, ball, boom! There goes a bunch more. All right, drone for combat strength, and airstrike to give me a little bit of extra power. They are reinforcing heavily over here, though, and I don't have as many garrisons, so there's actually a chance that we're going to lose somebody here. I might need to pull back, but let's go for more airstrikes. Come on, keep it going, keep it going. And this is going to be a little bit tough. I kind of almost need to push into another zone to prevent some reinforcements. Maybe we can do that. Let's fund the military to get some extra national strength. Let's go for the extensive aid for some zone support, not that it matters that much. And let's go for anti-IED vehicle upgrades. We'll also go for longer drone usage. So let's keep an eye on this. I got to keep these guys alive with airstrikes. Barely. There we go. There we go. Drone them again. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. A little bit of extra strength. Nice. All right. Deny them the oil derricks. We got 3 years before my funding dries up. But they gave me so much free stuff at the beginning of this scenario. I don't really need money for anything except for military stuff, and I'm kind of already, like, done there, so who's worried? We don't even need civil assistance, because as soon as I have occupied all the remaining zones, we are going to win. That's just the way of things, so don't even worry about it, dude. Let's go ahead and train up those extra PMC units, and then we have established contact. Peace is enabled. Bah humbug. Peace is a lie. There is only passion, all right? That's how it works. This is how it works in my world. I just need to control these zones, and we win. And we are close to being able to do that. So forget that nonsense. We actually have the last units coming in right now. Let's go ahead and establish these guys. Deny them all those reinforcements. Use of drones and airstrikes means, whoops, hello. We're going to win this, and then just run in here, take this, and that'll be the end of it. So let's just keep these guys nice and quarantined. As long as we don't lose this coalition unit, we'll be fine. Another cover up? Absolutely. We're very good at covering things up, if you notice that. Very, very good at it. Let's go ahead and apply a drone right along here for a bit of strength. Let's go for some airstrikes. Keep that bombing. There we go. Crush all of them. They're spawning some more, but they're instantly going to die. Even with almost no reinforcements, they're going to die. Minefields, who's worried about any of that? Let's keep the rules unchanged. I'm okay with some civilian casualties at this point. We're fine. Let's fund the military to make them a little bit stronger, and we could go for publicly accused as a 40% chance of success, but I'd rather go for the 100% chance of success and not even worry about it right now. So that's all taken care of. Let's get another drone set up. Bada boom. Let's go for some airstrikes to make sure we win that, and then let's move you here, and then let's move you here, and that should be the end of it. They might spawn something right here, maybe, but I just need to control these zones. Let's go ahead and continue blowing that up. There we go. Minefields can be taken care of, which means we're about to get a bunch of reinforcements as soon as we arrive over here. Preemptive dronage and bombage. And ba-boom, baby. That'll be the end of that nonsense. All right. All I have to do is control the zones and we win, and that's it. Say goodbye to the insurgents. Well, that's a pretty fun little scenario. I mean, it eliminates the need to worry about, like, civilian happiness and stuff. Oh, you want me to deal with one last event? All right, fine. We'll go for a full reform. Why not? There we go. Yeah, I don't need to worry about any of the civilian aspects. This is purely a military tactical stuff. But as long as you realize that and start pumping out the military units extremely quickly, this scenario is completely fine. But I definitely think that you should leave that fanatical outpost. It made life easier. Otherwise, they would have all retreated into one super zone, and it would have been impossible to continue moving on. But we did A-okay. 47,000 points. Yeah, that's a little bit ridiculous, but that's because they gave me 400-something reputation. I'd say the scenario's a bit on the easier side. Maybe start with a little bit less civilian control and have a little bit more rushing to do. I'm not sure. I'm sure the author tried to balance it the best they could, and they did a pretty good job, but it was a bit easy. You definitely don't need this much starting reputation in order to win. A very good scenario, though. Absolutely worth a thumbs up from me. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe with the notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.